Alright, so welcome back everybody. So for this video, I'm going to show you guys the second major, the second city in the storyline for Dragon Quest Builders 2. This is Krumbul-dun, I believe is how it's pronounced, or Krumbul-dun, one or the other. And this is a mining town. Okay, so lots of miners live here. This is also a town full of bars and things like that as well. And if you'll notice, on the left corner of the screen, you'll notice Goldie Rocks right there. So this is actually before the gold bar is even built. So I wanted to show you guys what I was able to do with what I had available to build in this town before I even get to add stuff to the town. So you can see that Goldie Rocks is there on the screen, and he won't be there anymore in the storyline. So once you build the gold bar, so the gold bar is actually up there right by those two columns at the top of the screen. That's where it's going to go, up there, but in the far back. And so obviously that hasn't been put up there yet. So this is still part of the story. We're still not done with the story yet. So let's see what this town looks like before the gold bar is even built. And so let's take a look around. Alright, so over here we have this nice big wall to keep the invading monsters out, so they have a hard time breaking through the iron blocks, because I don't like them coming and destroying my my hard work and all that, building this city. So, and some of the blocks, some of the buildings can easily be destroyed by just a simple brush of a weapon. So I put these blocks up to prevent that from happening as often. And it works pretty well. The monsters have a hard time getting in. Some of the monsters can't even break the iron blocks, or the doors for that matter. So this area remains relatively safe. So in here we have the smithy, the building for all the blacksmithing type of work. And Magrog is hard at work helping the progress along. So it's a nice little place for blacksmithing and stuff. Oh, and it's time for the daily report. So in the storyline, since we're actually still in the storyline, this is what's taking place. There's a daily report that happens at the end of the day that tells us how much ore the miners were able to mine in the course of the day, and how much I get and all that. And then this is when the city gets more active. So everyone is more active at this time of the day. Obviously there's some good old-fashioned brawls going on, cheering. See, some more brawling. They do this until it gets dark, and then they go in and they have themselves a digger's jigger at the local bar, or bars. There's two of them actually, currently. I beefed up this area, made it look a little bit more nicer and presentable for the builder's belt here. So now it looks much better than it used to. So, and then these torches here keep the ghoulies from bothering the miners late at night, because the miners stay up until the last moment, and that's right when the ghoulies come out. So obviously we don't want that to happen. Down there, if you see in the distance, that's the entrance to the mine back there, and we're going to take a look at that mine sort of later, towards the end of the video. So we're going to take a look at that last, for sure. Alright, let's see what else there is here. So this is the copper bar, the first bar that you have to start building and working on for the storyline. And it's just a humble little bar. So let's go inside. See, you've got some dartboards over here that you have to build for the storyline, and I just keep them in anyway. It's an enormous, well-stocked bar. It's a relatively nice bar. Bartender's hard at work. There's only a few minors in here, you'll notice, and that's because there's 2 bars, and the second bar has more customers. Down here at the very end of this hole, we have a nice, sweet-smelling toilet. So, this little wooden toilet here came with the town, so it's the only one on the entire island. And when I leave Krumbul-dun, I'll be taking it with me and replacing it with a pot. In here, to the right, this room is a small mushroom cook room. One of the residents love making mushroom dishes, and so she does that quite a bit. Utilizes this room quite a bit. And then over here, in this room, we have a potable plant. In this room, I can put various types of fruits in here, which I don't have any currently, but I can put some in the treasure chest, and certain residents will come and actually make all the different types of alcoholic beverages in the game. So, like, there's 3 currently on the island. Technically, 2, and 1 is just a specialty of the one. So there's technically only 2 different alcoholic type drinks on the island. So and that's about it. So, but this was a special room that made it so that way I wouldn't have to spend, 20, 30 minutes making the drinks on my own and waiting. By having that building there, they'll do it for me. So I don't have to waste 30 minutes making my own diggers, jiggers, and things like that. In here, this room here is for Jules. He's a monster, and no, that's not him. That's his bed. It's a very comfy bed, actually. See, this is Jules' room, and Jules is a goodie bag monster. So that's what he is. We might see him wandering around every so often. So, anyways, this is his room to sleep in usually. And you know what? I'll show you how nice and comfortable it is. I think I'll take a nap on this bed here to show you how comfortable it is. I don't think Jules will mind. Very comfortable. Alright, so now it's daytime again. It's morning. So in this room we have the pumping station. So the miners can come in here and they can work on their muscles. Get them even buffier than they already are. Lifting weights and things like that. So they can come in here and sweat up a storm all they want. Drop their tools here in the corner and mining tools, and get to work on exercising. Back here, I have nothing back here. But in here, we have the small, neat and sweet bedroom, and this is actually Babs's room. This is her room, her own private little room, bedroom. And then over here, up these stairs, in here, we have a small little inn. Although in the storyline, all of the storyline islands, you're not actually able to build any actual hotels, real hotels, or that are considered classified as hotels. But you can still build an inn and make it seem like an actual hotel. So, but I don't have access to the items to make this a reception room, which would be what you would have as the first section of a hotel. You would have a reception room. So that's not what this is currently. It's just a regular room until I can get some stationery for that table there. I won't be able to do that. But in here we have the dormitory, which is this big, huge room with just tons of beds for the miners to sleep on. And I put some lanterns on like almost like not a closet, but sort of just like a little alcove here that I left. I didn't build into, so I could put those lanterns there. You know, so there would be enough light in here, but there would also be enough space, and you know, so they're not in the way that back there. So that's good. I like that. But yeah, that's the main room of the hotel here, or the inn. And then we have just a small little extra room, extra bedroom for the inn. So, but that's pretty much the entire inn itself. Just these two small beds and that big bedroom. Then over here we have a rough and tough bedroom. And this room actually didn't necessarily need to be built in the storyline, but I decided to build it anyways because I had everything I needed to make it a rough and tough bedroom. I also made this Serge's room, since he'll be staying on the island. And then if you look over here, I have this nice little fountain that I built, which is kind of like sort of like a beginning section to the gold bar when it gets built. This is going to be kind of like an additional section of it almost. And obviously this is Jules here, the money bag monster that lives in the town. So, but that's a crested Serpent Fountain, and you can get them here on the island. So I decided, hey, that's what I'll do for my fountains. I'll just use these awesome crested Serpent Fountains to shoot the water out. It's really cool. I like it. And I've got 3 of them on the island. I've got 3 of them built for this town. So this is just the first of the 3. So it's really cool. I really like this. I also made the tile inside of the water different in each 3. So this one it's silver block tile, basically. And the next one up here isn't. It's gold tile instead. I also put the serpent towards the other end so it could shoot the water outside of the fountain. And then this one is iron blocks. So iron blocks, gold tile, and silver blocks for the base of the for the bottom of the fountain. So really cool. I really like what I did with the 3 fountains. And then this is where the gold bar is going to go, past those 2 braziers there. It's going to be built in that area there.